Alright, so today on the menu is the BMD-4. By the time this video goes out, the update is probably out. The problem is that I'm not home, so that's why I'm gonna have to resort to making a video on the BMD-4 instead of the BMD-4M, although the difference between the two is pretty minimal. This thing has a better transmission, but less armor, and maybe some different optics. But as far as I know, the ammo complement should be the same. If I'm wrong, then I'll correct myself on screen. This thing here is basically a BMP3, but faster and smaller. I mean, that's kind of the point of it. It's supposed to be airdropped from planes. And essentially you get access to 4 ATGMs, 30mm APDS, and a couple funny HE rounds that you can use when you get your laser rangefinder. Unfortunately for this video, I didn't really have it researched, so that's why you won't really see me doing too many shots with it. But yeah, it's still a really fun vehicle that can kind of run around the place, flank around, and yeah, have a lot of fun. Alright, so as you just saw there, I just killed 2 relatively unaware people, and there's another one that's about to round this corner, so I'll just shoot him up just like that. And now I'm in a bit of a predicament because there's nowhere really to go. If I go any closer to their spawn, then I might appear on their radar, or I'm too much out in the open. And if I move out from behind this building, I'll also kind of get shot from a whole different areas. So that's why I'm gonna decide to stay here for a bit. Alright, so I just saw a light tank fire there. Sadly, I don't get the full scout on him, only get the poor scout, I guess you could say. And there's also another tank around this corner here, so I'm just going to patiently wait here. And admittedly, maybe I should have already started shooting here, but yeah, sometimes I'm not too happy about the damage of this gun. But there we go, there's another guy all the way back there, so we'll get him as well. He's coming out of his spawn, so that's a real nice part about being right here next to this building, is that you can actually sort of patrol both spawns, especially if they're trying to go to the B point or the A point. You have a very good grip on yeah, both areas actually. But it looks like someone's actually capturing a B point. I'm gonna ignore that for the time being, because I don't think I even noticed it back then when I was actually playing. But yeah, we'll see what I do now. Oh, there we go. We do see the tank that's on there. Luckily, he was looking in... Actually, no, he wasn't looking in my direction. He was looking in the complete other direction, so that's good. He's dead now. So now I can just go back to chilling here next to this corner. Now, unfortunately for me, it looks like, or actually fortunately for me, there's actually another tank coming around the corner right now. So I'm just going to patiently wait here. Pushing in this thing usually isn't that good of a decision because sometimes your ATGM doesn't one-tap people, or, you know, sometimes your APDS just doesn't do as much damage as you'd want to when you first peek somebody, so that's why it's always good to sit behind the corner and let them push you. Unfortunately there, I fired the ATGM a bit too quickly there. But there we go. Luckily, he wasn't actually pushing me. He just kind of, yeah, was completely unaware of the friendly that got shot up in front of him. By all means, you can definitely do that. But now I'm going to go to the B point because there's really nobody there, and I might as well get myself a couple of free spawn points and silver lines and stuff like that. Alright, so for whatever reason, the nuke sirens are already going off despite me not having enough spawn points. Maybe that's like a warning system for the enemy team or something. I forgot if that's intentional or not, but regardless, there are a lot of engines right here, and I'm kind of panicking between where to look because I don't really know who to focus first. But there we go, there's an M247 there, how unfortunate. And I think that the other tank behind this wall is actually like an M48 or something because of the engine sound, but nope, it turns out to be a ZA-35. So yeah, I didn't really have to use the ATGM there, but you know what? Against something with Orlikins, it's probably a good idea to get rid of them as fast as possible. Anyway, now I'm going to use this thing's really good reverse speed to get into the B point. You can't do that with the BMD-4M because that thing only has -20. And I actually do hear someone else now. I'm gonna turn around the tank because this thing doesn't have a lot of gun depression when looking backwards. I'm gonna scout him as well just in case I do die to him. And there we go, just like that. Maybe I fired it off a bit early there, but yeah, it was enough to get me enough to spawn in a nuke. So that's nice. Teammate there in chat telling me to drop the nuke. I will. But first, I want to capture the point here and then bring myself into safety by, yeah, just driving next to these buses here. And eventually, I'll just shut off my engine. Alright, now that Big Smoke 94 said something in chat, I don't really know what he said there. But whatever, we're just going to cruise here at 20 meters altitude. The battlefield, drop the nuke, and yeah, that was it. I mean, there wasn't really... Well, okay, that battle was admittedly maybe a bit crazier than usual, but yeah, that is technically how you should be using the BMD-4. Just flanking, using your ATGM on heavier targets, and your APDS on lighter ones. Alright, for my next battle here, I'm on Mozdog, and I'm gonna do something that I usually only do at low tier when I'm in a really fast vehicle. And that's just the whole W. It's pretty simple. Just kind of do that, get rid of that TAM, and you hide behind this little ridge here by the B point, or past the B point actually. And right now, when you're here, you can look onto the A point, you can shoot whatever tanks you see there, and also you can look into their spawn, so that's nice. Another bonus is that you can also prevent people from going to the B point. As you'll see right now, there's an entire conga line of tanks running up the path here. Unfortunately, they're a bit too slow. So, first one, I'm going to use the ATGM. Probably shouldn't have done that, was a waste. The TAM here can't get the gun depression on, and by the time he does, his gunner's out, so he can't shoot me. And the T-72 here, unfortunately, I miss him. So yeah, I'm going to have to reload here. I know that I reload faster though, so I'll get rid of him just like that. And there we go. That's a very easy way of getting 5 kills here at the start of the match by just holding W. So you're gonna have to get used to, I guess, having the mobility and using it to your advantage when playing something like the BMD-4 or the 4M. Leopard here has now pushed up, but he's having second thoughts because all his friendlies kind of just died here. Fair enough. I'm gonna shoot the ground in front of me just so that a bit of smoke gets in the way so that he doesn't have good aim on me, because he can be dangerous, especially if he can see parts of my turret. You know, maybe he'll spall and destroy my gunner or something, or some piece of technology that's in there. So yeah, that's why I tend to avoid getting shot in this thing really at all costs, which is why it's pretty good to cloud enemies' sights if you can by shooting the ground in front of them. Fortunately there, I miss the shot on that guy. I'm going to try and hit him there, but now I see the TAM, so might as well get rid of him while I'm at it. And ooh, there we go, just quickly dodge that there as well from the guy behind there. Gonna quickly scout him. And now I'll just wait for the smoke to clear for this leopard. Alright, there we go. Got very lucky there by, first of all, bouncing a shot, and second of all, getting his commander and gunner. Yeah, shouldn't really be doing that, but hey, you know, if it works, it works. Gonna quickly get an assist on the guy that I scouted back there. And there we go, the other one's dead as well. So yeah, having helpful friendlies is also very nice to have, especially in this tank when you're kind of pinned down. And oh, unfortunately there, looks like I get shot from behind. Luckily though, I have enough engine power, or my engine wasn't even knocked out actually, so I could just drive away. But of course I do want my revenge, so I'm just going to quickly kind of shoot in his general direction. Admittedly, maybe this isn't the best of aim, but you know, it is what it is. And the Valentine also died. So yeah, that is very, very nice. The nuke siren sounds again. I think it's because I have 2000 spawn points. Honestly, I don't really like the feature though. I find it distracting, and I'm not sure if it's really helpful for the enemy team since they can just look at the scoreboard. But you know, it is what it is. See some tank there, but I don't really trust it. But there we go. We'll just quickly scout him just like that. Another guy I scouted in their spawn has also died. So yeah, overall a very, very successful game. And there we go, we'll just end this here by being in the respawn. Sadly, I don't get enough spawn points to spawn a nuke, but hey, 8 kills, 7 assists is pretty nice. Alright, for my next battle, we're here on Winter Maginot, and it's actually only one capture zone here in the city. I was kind of sitting here on this corner expecting people to actually go for the objective. Unfortunately, I play a game called War Thunder, and a lot of the time people don't really tend to do that, so yeah, I don't end up seeing anybody there. Instead, there is a leopard, and what he's going to do is actually pretty interesting. He's going to kind of entrench himself here in this building block. I'm going to scout him, because I do know where he is. I can actually see him through the little gap in the building there. And his barrel isn't facing me, so that means that I can, hopefully at least, safely push around and destroy him. I'm going to find out if that's true right now. There we go. Carefully push the corner here, and he's sort of turning his barrel, but like not really. I don't really know how to describe it. Looks like one of my friendlies here is called artillery, so that'll help me. As soon as that starts dropping, then I'll go and push him, because then he can't really hear me as well. Alright, thankfully what actually the artillery did there is also trigger one of his smoke grenades, so it made it harder for him to see, so that maybe helped me as well. So yeah, definitely consider researching the artillery modification on this thing, because I don't have it yet, and it would have been pretty useful. Anyway, time to see what else is kind of around here on the battlefield. And I can sort of sense a couple people around me here. Most notably someone right there, actually, so I'm going to quickly not climb that hill, and instead just kind of reverse in front of him. And you know what, I don't think he even knows that I'm here, so yeah, kind of just destroy him like that. Maybe this thing's really silent or something, but he had absolutely no idea that I was there. Anyway, now I do hear a TAM around this corner, so I'm actually going to go try and engage him, because he seems to be distracted with my other friendlies. Alright, now I do see someone all the way down there, so yeah, I'm actually going to use the gun on him because, you know, it's a wheeled vehicle. There's no real reason to actually use the ATGM unless it's someone with a lot of armor. Thought I saw someone there, but I was just hallucinating, so I'm gonna actually end up moving a bit further to maybe get an eye on their spawn or something, just so that I can get myself a couple kills before the game ends. Oh, there seems to be a leopard here somewhere. So I'm gonna go after him. It's actually a TAM, never mind. But yeah, no real reason to use the ATGM against him as well, because yeah, he doesn't know I'm here. His armor isn't pointing towards me, and yeah, it's a really lightly armored tank. Unfortunately for me, yeah, there's a plane kind of strafing me. I do actually manage to destroy him there, but he also destroys me. Alright, I spawned in a backup here, and yeah, the enemies actually managed to capture the point, and that's the tank that captured it. So I'm just going to sit here. He doesn't see me, so that means I don't really have to rush the engagement too much. I just have to make sure I get a guaranteed kill. So there we go. You can kind of see the top of his turret there. So what I'll do just send a missile his way and actually overpressure him. So yeah, it's nice. Or maybe I hit his ammunition. I mean, instead it hit his ammunition, but it also killed his driver, so I assume it's maybe a bit of both. And now I'll just go and capture the point. Now if you look on the minimap, there's actually another tank getting engaged, kind of down by the river. So of course, since I want one more kill, I'll just go and abandon the point temporarily to go, yeah, secure him, because why not? You know, he's dangerous or something. There we go. Just like that, a couple shots into his ammunition, and he dies. So yeah, it really is that easy. I'm just going to quickly reverse into the point now, capture it, and I'll actually skip ahead into the video now again, just because nothing really important happens. From now on, the game kind of becomes a whole lot slower. Just like this leopard here in front of me. There we go. We're just going to shoot a couple rounds, and maybe I should have shot the ATGM a bit earlier there, since the bullets didn't really do as much damage as I'd hoped to, or maybe I shot a bit too badly. But anyway, I'll skip here onto this final engagement, where I actually meet an artillery. Now, artillery is very dangerous for this thing, just because, you know, you're extremely lightly armored, so they can really shoot any part of your tank and overpressure you. So you have to be really careful around tanks like that. Maybe after this update, stuff like the Panzerhaubitze might be up tiered or something, so you should watch out for those tanks and stuff like that. But anyway, since he's driving away from me, I assume that he's not looking at me, and I do end up being correct. So I do just kind of run up behind him here, fill him with holes, and yeah, it really is that easy. And there we go, just like that. I do end up getting nothing, actually, because the game bugs out and doesn't give me a post-battle results screen, which is always nice. So here I'm trying to figure out how to show that again. But yeah, what I end up doing is actually just, first of all, selecting with the research here. Maybe the engine, I should have gone for laser rangefinder, but regardless. Yeah, there we go. I mean, 9 kills is, yeah, pretty good. Alright, well there you have it. That was the BMD-4. The stock run on this thing, admittedly, I didn't partake in because I just G'd the modifications. If you're not doing that, then it looks pretty painful. But when you get the APDS and stuff, it gets much better. Anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed this video here. Like I said, I'm not home, so that's why I can't really make any videos on the new vehicles. But hey, those will come with time. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video then. Maybe you guys can let me know actually what you guys want to see. Anyway, bye-bye.